up, Whitey Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction is for Hunter x Hunter chapter 358. And I'm excited to do this one because I love Hunter x Hunter, and we saw what happened last week when Hisoka just started killing motherfuckers like a boss. So let's see. It looks like, because I have the first page up in front of me, looks like we're going back to what was going on prior to the events prior to the fight. So let's get to this. So, ladies and gentlemen, at long last, the day has finally arrived. Humanity prepares to expand its horizons even further as it embarks anew. Let me scroll down here a little bit more. On its journey to the new continent, let the Eve's festivities come. I hope we get to see Karapika. I want to see Kahlua. I miss my Kahlua. I'm honored to be in the presence of living witnesses to a great chapter in history. From here on out, every single thing you experience will be history. That's right. You yourselves will be a part of history. Well then, without further ado, let me introduce the great giant who realized this modern day arc, our very own king. Anasubi Hugaru. Let's see. God, he's a badass. I've only got one thing I want to say, boy. I am the great king of Kakin. God, that's if you say it wrong, that really does sound like a phrasing. And together we will claim the new continent. And everyone's cheering, king, king, king. On the second stage, we have our second in command, Master Beyond, and the princes related to the great king by blood. They all await the very first step on this historic voyage. Where's my Kurapika? I want my Kurapika! So everyone's participating in the Eve's festivities. I wonder just how many will be left by tomorrow's ceremony. Whatever the one who wins in the end will be me. Uh-oh. All you ignorant insects, look well upon me. It is I who will be the next king. It just might be me. I was like, yeah. He's like, I don't give a fuck. And now, at last, the airship that the king is aboard is heading for the Black Whale. There it goes. With his very own life on the line, our king is going to lead the way for the people to untrodden lands. Has anyone like this ever existed before? No, never. Our great king now heading onto the fittingly great ship. Right. This very great moment. Yeah. What a great arrival, so full of greatness. Oh, it is great, ladies and gentlemen. And now the airships containing the princes and the VIPs are heading there one after the other. Also on the water, the general passengers have now begun heading to the Black Whale by ferry. What do you think of this world? This is greatness. That's crazy that they have a black whale. Why it gotta be black? For such a great occasion, we too must enjoy ourselves. Let's celebrate. Here we go. So the Black Whale has 5 decks. The first deck houses the royal family and V5's political VIPs. And the second deck has various celebrities and prominent figures as well as the wealthy and upper class. The third deck and below is for the general public and regular passengers. So like the Titanic. Furthermore, the second and third deck are completely cut off from each other by massive thick walls. During emergencies, they can be opened and shut only from the second deck. And the connecting pathways to each of the decks is being guarded by the royal troops and is being treated as under martial law. Jeez, that is fucked up. Therefore, the hunting grounds are restricted to the first and second deck only. Within the ship, maintain calm and composure. The real party begins in 2 months after the landfall ceremony is completed. Until then, we are not soldiers, but guards. Constantly being on the edge of our seats, ready at a moment's notice and waiting for the first Prince Benjamin's orders to act on our assault plan is going to be strenuous. Each of the prince's residential quarters is very strictly sectioned off. In order for them to handle everything that has to do with their daily life, contact with their guards to be kept is to be kept to a minimum. All the princes have planned to meet together every Sunday along with their guests for a dinner banquet, and the times that each prince will enter and exit has also been decided so that no two princes will cross each other's paths in transits. Which means that we will have no chance whatsoever here. In fact, we may be spending the entire time pent up like this. I love my Kurapika. He's so adorable. I can't wait to get a Kurapika plushie because he's so cute. Being a higher rank bodyguard will be convenient. Let's use that chance to search for a way to escape the succession war. Yes. Is it possible to contact the other queens and princes using the phones within a ship? The lower wives cannot call the wives above them. On top of that, the phones should be guarded by the troops. Or should be guarded by troops, excuse me. God, Kurapika's so adorable. I'm sorry. I can't get over it. Oh my God, he's my mans. Kurapika is one of my mans. The royal troops that are watching over the succession war from a neutral standpoint are monitoring all the passageways. In other words, they're going to be aware of all our movements. It would seem assassination has been made completely impossible. I don't really understand exactly what the king's motive is here. Of course, even with these circumstances, there are plenty of ways around and out. But once you take the existence of NEN users into account, the possibilities become endless. God, that face! Oh, that face is so cute! Sorry, I'm fangirling right now. Leave me alone. He's just so freaking adorable. First of all, I need to get a read on the enemy's battle strength so I can gauge the balance of power and where we stand presently. I don't know anything apart from how much security personnel each of the princes has. Even excluding the possibility of NEN users existing in the mix, our battle strength is scarce. Even the hunters in charge of security outside the residential quarters may not be our allies, which makes them threats. At the time of the test, we didn't learn of any ulterior motives or plans from the Kakin examinees, and most of the Kakin bodyguards even slipped past my chain test. Limited hunter qualifications were given out for the period of this voyage to the Dark Continent in order to have more friendly bodyguards aboard, but it seems the Dark Continent Committee making the examinations lax may have backfired on us, which means outside of the King's residential quarters on the first deck, there are around 150 temporary hunters concealing some kind of ulterior mission prowling around. And although the second hunter bylaw escaped the recent reformation of the hunter bylaws, it was reformed to allow for temporary members. Compared to the risk of strictly selecting people based on certain criteria, this kind of wishy-washy amendment that allows uncertain factors to enter the mix greatly increases the possibility of events transpiring that are beyond expectation. On top of that, when I was in contact with Siridnich, there we go, I sensed feelings of a blood-drenched royal succession war. Was that just me being nervous, or was it something else entirely? Kurapika! I love Kurapika. Is that you, Mizai? What's wrong? I'm devoting my attention to decks 3 through 4. The crime rate down here has picked up and gotten out of hand faster than I anticipated. From forged tickets, theft and robbery, fighting and drunk arguments, drunken brawls, all the way to identity fraud, larceny, assaults, and all kinds of things. On top of that, having to investigate tons of false reports, it's utter chaos. Yeah, I kind of am not surprised by that. It appears a rumor that some criminal ring is causing people's tickets to be rendered invalid due to that person supposedly already being on board was the origin of all this mess. Then the rumors even made it to people accusing other people of having the tickets in question. Kakin's troops aren't even dealing with this with any consistency. If this goes on, things will erupt into a total riot. Oh, God. Bodobai and I aided the troops in the private security in taking control of the situation. That's why I won't be able to attend the Zodiac's meeting prior to departure. We seriously underestimated just how careless and sloppy Kakin could be. And her whole plan and protocol was completely meaningless, and the ones that are the worst off are the medical teams. There are 3 treatment facility rooms on the 3rd deck, while the 4th and 5th decks only have 2 rooms, and the 5th deck doesn't even have any resident doctors. There are only 1/5 of the medical facilities that they had planned, and 1/15 of the doctors available. And what really has me disgusted is that I hear the upper floors have 1 doctor for every 20 people. It can't be helped. Cheeto was right in the middle of doing everything possible to refill and recruit staff. Sorry. This is being a dumbass. Here we go. With the way things are going now, with the way things are going, the meeting is likely to be called off. Perhaps so. This will probably be my last communication with you before we depart. Stay on your toes and keep your eyes open. Yeah. Oh, my sweet Kurapika. I love my Kurapika. He's so cute. I'm sorry I'm fangirling throughout this live reaction, but God, I haven't seen Kurapika in a while in this manga. I may be able to make use of the timing of all the chaos down below. Queen, Oito. There we go. Come on! Scroll for me! Scroll for me. In case the worst should happen, I've prepared some escape routes we can use in case of an emergency. Allow me to share my findings with you. Emergency? Are you saying that things are going to get even worse than they are now? Well, for example, if there's a crash or riots or a fire breaks out, it's possible to open the gate connecting the 2nd and 3rd decks. If everything goes well, we might be able to slip away from the eyes of the troops and the princes and blend in with the regular passengers. Can we really do something like that? I don't know what might happen, so I'm just preparing. So please do your best to memorize where the airships, life rafts, and flotation devices are deployed from and learn how to use them. Kurapika's so freaking smart! Yes, he is. He's so smart. So adorable. Knowledge increases your probability of survival by a substantial amount, and when it comes down to life or death, compared to not knowing what to do, knowing but being unsure if you can or not will have a striking effect on your assessment of a situation. Come on! For those who hate Kurapika, go fuck yourself. Kurapika is so freaking adorable. I just want my Kahlua back, too. I want my Kahlua back in the manga! He's gone for a while. Your Highness, are you okay? She's, like, shaking. Stop doing this. I have prepared myself. I have prepared for us to die on this boat. I thought that was what I wanted, but suddenly... Perhaps you should rest for a while. While you do, I'll gather the necessary data and materials. Yes, thank you. I'm waiting for this thing to scroll. Here we go. Please take the Queen and the Prince to their sleeping chambers. Connect me to the system's controls room. Oh no! It's a trap! Kurapika, it's a trap! It's a trap, Kurapika! Stop them! My God! Scroll, damn it! What's wrong? Nothing, and wait, let me just double check and make sure this is the right wording. Nothing, and it's set in motion. Oh, man. Oh, I think it's a trap. But I'm so freaking happy my Kurapika is back. I love my sweet Kurapika. He's so sexy. Yes, he is. I want to know what you guys saw in this chapter. I think this was a good setup chapter for, I think a riot is totally going to break loose. I hope we get to see Kurapika kick some major ass in this next chapter. So, yeah, I want to know your thoughts. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. And if, oh yeah, and if you want to help contribute to the expansion of Nerdigans into the video game realm, I have a link to my Amazon wish list, which will be in the description box below, as well as the, as well as my Patreon if you just want to, if you did want to become a Nerdigan today. And also, just if you want to see any more of the shenanigans I cause on the interwebs, go donate, or not donate, go follow me on Twitter, which is in the description box below. So until next time, Nerdigans, I'll be seeing you later. Bye!